What I have here is an RSI jacked up on steroids for NinjaTrader 8. I don't know if it'll work with 7 or not, but I had made this for NinjaTrader 8. What you see here is a normal RSI line with some coloring to it, and I'll explain that to you in just a moment. But I want to give this thing to you if you want it after I'm done explaining it to you. So what this RSI does is it's measuring the average or the mean for the last 14 bars. That's the gray. And if it goes one standard deviation, it goes outside of one standard deviation, the line turns green. If it goes one standard deviation below the mean, the line turns red. So you know you're getting some momentum when these colors change. That was my purpose for making it. I want to take a moment to tell you about a book I wrote, and I'd like to give you a free copy. The book's title is The Parable of the Wicked Mammon, originally written by William Tyndale in 1528. William Tyndale, as you may or may not know, was the first person to translate the Bible into English in the early 1500s. For this groundbreaking work, the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, with the assistance from England, had Tyndale burned at the stake. While he was being executed, Tyndale famously prayed, "God, open the eyes of the King of England." That prayer was answered some years later when King James commissioned the King James Bible in 1604, and it was published in 1611. The Parable of the Wicked Mammon is one of Tyndale's lesser-known writings. It was written in Middle English, which can be challenging for modern readers. Therefore, I updated it to modern English, originally just for myself, but I realized others might benefit from reading it as well, so I decided to publish it. In this book, Tyndale draws on a biblical parable about an unfaithful manager of his master's finances and uses it to explain the gospel of Jesus Christ. What makes this work so fascinating is how it illuminates God's purposes for our finances and, more importantly, for our lives. If you are a trader who calls themselves a Christian, I highly recommend downloading and reading this book. It will open your eyes to God's plans for the resources He entrusts to you while offering solemn warnings about accumulating wealth for selfish purposes. The book provides guidance on avoiding dangers of focusing on material possessions such as tearing down barns and building bigger ones to store your goods in, or the modern-day equivalent of renting self-storage space, all the while preparing you for the day of judgment. It will help you guard against gaining the whole world and losing your own soul. If you are not a Christian, I encourage you to download and read the book. There is nothing more important than your soul, not money, not trading, not even family or country. Jesus Christ came to offer you a right relationship with God the Father, and by reading this book, you may find that He introduces Himself to you. You can download a PDF copy using the Google Drive link pinned in the comments section. If you prefer a Kindle version, it's available on Amazon for only 99 cents. Paperback and hardcover editions are also available. May Jesus Christ reveal Himself to you in ways you could have never imagined. And also put your normal 30 and 70, what we would call overbought, oversold levels in. And then I put some extremes in here, 80 and 20. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you stay with me in the video, I'll tell you how you can get this. I'll give it to you for free. I won't ask for your email or anything like that. But let me go over what it's doing first. Now, the general purpose of this script, this standard deviation RSI, is it calculates and displays relative strength with these additional features. Highlights overbought and oversold levels, colors the RSI line based on deviations from the mean using standard deviation, and almost all inputs within the properties panel are customizable. Like I said, I've also included the additional lines. The default length, what it's measuring the mean on, is 14. That's the look back period. That's also adjustable. The overbought and oversold 70 and 80 and 20 and 30, those can be adjusted within the panel as well. The calculations are the average price changes, gains or losses over the specified length. The average absolute price change is the total change, ignoring direction. Change ratio is the ratio of gains to total change used to calculate RSI. And the RSI converts change ratio from the scale of 0 to 100, plotting it on the chart. That's your line, 0 to 100. Of course, the overbought and oversold levels, I have the standard 70-30, and I got the extremes 20-80. And this thing also will set alerts. You can set alerts on these lines, any of them within the properties panel. So when it crosses the 70 or the 80 or both, or the 30 or 20 or both, you can set alerts within the properties panel for that. Now, standard deviation, why this is important, it provides valuable insight into unusual momentum changes by highlighting deviations from the norm. However, it should not be relied on in isolation. And as you will see, I have the order flow cumulative delta down here at the bottom. And these two, in conjunction with each other, work very well. So if you know how to use the order flow cumulative delta, it works real well with this, especially, which I've noticed since I've made this thing. Watch this thing diverge from the RSI. I have found that the cumulative delta should take precedence. In other words, if RSI is rising and cumulative delta is going down, don't jump in just because RSI is rising. Chances are, because the cumulative delta is saying sellers are still in control, even though the buying pressure is on. Cumulative delta is telling you selling pressure is still, sellers are still in control. But yeah, these two work very well together. Very well together. So, in summary, RSI calculation tracks the relative strength of price movement using the standard deviation to show you momentum shifts, changes, the unusual values, and you got alerts. And like I said, use this in combination with other things, price action, additional indicators, whatnot, and makes a powerful tool. Now, if you want this, I'm going to provide the download link. It's going to be in the description, and I will also put it in the pinned comments. It's free of charge. So let me show you how to install it. You'll go to Tools, Import, NinjaScript add-on, and you will go find your, this isn't it, but you will go find your zip file, and you will just click on it and add it, and you will find it. When you go to look for it in your indicators, you'll find it. You go down to where you see RSI, and you will find it. Where is it at? There it is. RSI with standard deviation alerts. That will be it right there. And that's all there is to it. If this has helped you, how about subscribing? Leave a like. Leave a comment. You have a good day.